Hello and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV stream with Glacier Silverstrike. We're going to jump right into it like we always do, right into the storyline. So this is the fourth part of post-game Heavensward out of 6 parts. So if you have not already seen the storyline, I would suggest that you go watch my previous streams to see the storyline, and you don't want to start here if you don't know what's going on. I actually don't know what's about to happen in the story at this point. I have a couple thoughts of what could be transpiring right now, but most likely it's going to be a spoiler if you have not seen previous stuff. So, just want to give you a fair warning. Spoilers ahead. This is the main storyline. This is post-game Heavensward, so it's the content that's between Heavensward and Stormblood. This is the fourth installment out of 6 installments that happened between Heavensward and Stormblood expansions. Okay, I'm finding my stream still, so I can have my chat pulled up so I can see what you guys are saying. Alright, let's get a move on. Oh yeah, he promised to take me out for a drink. I think he owes me more than a drink at this point. So, I'm hoping I can finish this 3.4 today. And then, during the week, I plan on getting my Astrologian and Summoner leveled up a little bit. This is where they are currently. So, currently 69, 56, hopefully 80 by next weekend. And then hopefully 60. Within a day or two. And then on top of that, I'm hoping to get some of the job quests done. What do we got? Trout, potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Those aren't potatoes. Those are oranges. Don't put oranges on a plate like that. Ugh.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn. I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days. Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey. Well, truth be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust. Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
Dang, that's crazy. I heard a noise. I don't know if it was in the game or not, but it sounded like it came from behind me, and I looked. And I think it was from the game. but it sounded like it was actually behind me. It's crazy.
May I ask a personal question? Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
Better be important.
News from House Fulton.
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
Man. Guess what I'm gonna do, not as a scion, but as a person. Can't even go on one day.
Every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she.
So is it going to be Ida?
Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
My inner darkness was right. Everyone's so dang petty. All they want. Never what can they do for me. Can't even have dinner. Ah.
Yes.
Is that...
Alize, Alphino's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Twelveswood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Obviously. I mean, bards. Their main damage is poison.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever.
Dude, chill.
Take heart, Master Alphino. She will be attended by our most skilled Chirurgeons.
Like 15 seconds to cast Izuna, and then boom, she'll be right as rain.
Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Wait, don't go. Please, come. The warriors of darkness are in league with the Ascients. Slaughtering the primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
I hope you know your sister owes me a date after breaking up my date with Sir Amrig, right? Yeah, I thought it was going to be Ida we were going to run into, because we still have to meet up with her and Papalimmo. But I was wrong. So it was a continuation of the Warriors of Darkness questline. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to the names of the different expansions and whatnot, the Warriors of Darkness have a lot to do with leading you into Shadowbringer. I've already played all this stuff. It's been a long time since I did this stuff. So like I was saying, this stuff is majorly part of the World of Darkness, or no, World of Darkness, sorry. Shadowbringer content. What should I bring with me? Let's go Red Mage. Probably get a level out of this. Now the Ida stuff and the Papalimmo stuff leads you into Stormblood, which is much closer. So remember this stuff here, because it is relevant. It's just not going to come back into the big picture for like 300 quests or something. Make sure I'm
Away with you!
Well, today, after finally falling asleep at like 6:30 a.m., I got up at 12:30 or so. I think it was 12:30. After that, I did my dailies on here. And then got ready, went to Cracker Barrel for dinner. Yeah, no lunch, no breakfast. Straight to dinner. It was an early dinner, so I'll probably be very hungry by the time I'm done streaming. But I had this trio entree thing where it's like it's sirloin tips, chicken tenders, and fried shrimp. Really good.
Away with you! Focus. Release! Release!
Cool. Thought it was going to go up in the air again, but we stopped it. Yeah, very good dinner. Enjoyed it. But let me tell you, bringing paranoid people out into the public, not fun. So I have a relative who has basically been locked up in their house, self-done, they did it to themselves, since COVID started. And, I mean, they literally go nowhere at all. So they decided they were going to come with me and my mom to dinner. And let's just say it's not fun to bring people into the public, like I said, that can't handle it. They just shouldn't be out there. It's very sad, but like it's really obnoxious to have to deal with the attitudes, the anger, the everything. There are people around. You know what? If you can't handle people being around, don't go to a restaurant. like, we showed up at 4:30. That is like the perfect time. No, it was like 3:45. It's like the perfect time. It's between lunches, between dinner, and there was like nobody there. Yeah, there were human beings. We happened to have a server. There were like, they actually had 2 of the sections shut down. They could have, in my opinion, they could have spread us out a little bit more. Yeah. But, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, there was only one table adjacent to us with people. All the other tables, were, like, had a table between. And that was it. So there's one table near us that had people. It could have been a fun outing with the family, but it turned into just not fun.
Away with you!
But afterwards, I had him go in the other car with the other person, and I hit up Starbucks, get myself a nice, venti-sized mocha, peppermint mocha frappuccino. No whipped cream. Quite enjoyable. Came back, finished up my machinist, and started and finished my level 60 to 50 to 60, yeah, 50 to 60 Bard questline. What the heck? These little piggies. I've definitely never noticed them before. Yeah, but that's basically been my whole day right there. And then I started streaming. Yeah, and that literally covers the entire day. Minus, I did have to go and find the Roomba. It was stuck. It somehow opened my sibling's door, drove into his room in the dark, somehow found a piece of paper on the ground that had tape on it, and got stuck in the tape. And it just, like, I guess it nearly ran out of batteries or something.
My pride.
I wasn't really paying attention there. And I should have been. I almost was bad. You want to have your back to these wooden things so you don't go into the spikes when it knocks you backwards. Now you don't want to be too close to those wooden things because I think certain abilities will destroy them. That's not great.
I have my pride. Away with you!
We must stop them from summoning Garuta. We don't have to destroy that or anything, do we? After the stream last night, I actually I cleared out my bags. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I have quite a bit more bag room now. Oh, and I did 2 dungeons yesterday and 2 dungeons today, I think, if my math's right, for my Astrologian. They didn't drop any air stone. Well, another group. This group died a lot faster. Let's go at the air stone. They did make the storyline a lot faster to get through by doing this with the NPC parties, and I do appreciate that, being my second time through. But there is a major flaw with using these NPCs, and that is... didn't make it. You don't get the experience of learning how you actually play with a real human being. So... I really want to have a session with Vixis where I can show him how you're supposed to tank, heal, you know, positioning, all that good stuff, you know? Because I was just playing with a random the other day, and it was bad. I mean, the tank was just moving around. The one person didn't stack, even though he knew what the stack marker was because he was begging me to stack for him. Won't stack when I have it, but you know, gets upset whenever I don't stack for him. When you have the stack marker, you have to stack. If you don't, you better not have seen it. If you saw it and you didn't move because you're a caster or something like that, that's messed up. You gotta spread that damage out, decreasing the chance of people dying, especially if the person with the marker over their head is another caster. I think you can get knocked off this arena, so you gotta pay attention. I don't know what ability does it, though. See, these right here move with you. You do not want to stack them. That's a stack marker right there. You stack for that. Pretty sure it takes longer than that to summon the arena. second chance is 9 out of 9 now. That's pretty good.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The Knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us a long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumul. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
I really feel like that dialogue has changed quite a bit from the original dialogue, because at this point you had never heard the name Zodiark, but they're throwing it around left and right now. And they've talked a whole lot more about Zodiark than I remember ever talking about the Ascians or the Darkness. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that, but I don't remember them saying Zodiark until right before you got into Shadowbringer, I think. It was like the stuff in between Stormblood and Shadowbringer. That's when they started talking about Zodiark. I'm pretty sure. Now, I know they went back in and revamped everything. So I'm wondering if that's when they revamped everything. Because they changed mechanics, fights, they added in this NPC stuff. Changing cutscenes is not that big of a deal. So I'm thinking that's what they did, because this is like the 4th or 5th time they've mentioned Zodiark. And I'm telling you, I do not remember them mentioning him a single time until I really think it was actually in Shadowbringer. It's the first time I remember hearing the name. And I'm going to go ahead and explain it, because I feel like this is a good point to explain it. And it's a theory I have. Okay? So, there are 13 shards and the source. The source is the main portion. It's where Hydaelyn is. Okay? The shards are not part of this world. They were before the disjoining. Every single time there's a calamity, and it's happened 7 times already, the shards are rejoined to the main source. When that happens, it brings in the stuff. It brings the shard into this world and combines them. Okay? The people in this world and people in that world, a bunch of them die. But not all of them. And their structures and their buildings and their technology and their races and their people all appear in this world. Okay? So, if you look at a bunch of different stuff, there's stuff from different worlds, and it doesn't really make any sense. Okay? A bunch of different Final Fantasies kind of being pushed together. Well, I think this is the same world. This is the Final Fantasy VII planet. Okay? 1,000 years before Final Fantasy VII, that's this. Right here. That's what's going on. I'm pretty sure about that. Once everything gets joined back together, you'll see it. This is also part of the Final Fantasy XII world but it's after Final Fantasy 12. So Final Fantasy 12 is before Final Fantasy 14, but Final Fantasy 7 is a long time after Final Fantasy 14 in the same world. I don't think all the Final Fantasies happen in the same world, but I think this world is a bunch of them. I think Final Fantasy 6 might be involved here too, because there's a lot of stuff from that in here. Also, during these rejoinings, you start seeing different elements showing up. They talk about that later. And different people. So, like, there's no bunny girls, and all of a sudden there are bunny girls. That happened after a joining. Okay? That's just like... And they talk about, you know, there has to be a calamity in their world and a calamity in our world, and that's the joining. So during the last calamity, a bunch of stuff happened. Our memories are actually changed depending on who appears, where they appear, what's going on. It's like those people were always here. And you'll see their world, what they were talking about later. And they'll explain a lot more of that, but these joinings, they don't kill everybody. So this world won't be destroyed when they join us. But a bunch of people will die. And whatever portion... Basically, if you just think of it like two land masses hitting each other, whatever portion of their land and portion of our land is where they are at when they hit, all those people are going to die. I also have a theory about all the different shards and yourself. I personally think the Warrior of Light, like you, not all Warriors of Light, the main Warrior Light, the player character Warrior of Light. Because all those people back there that call themselves the Warriors of Darkness, they aren't. They are Warriors of Light. They can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves, but they have Heidelin's Blessing. That's what they're using to fight. Just like Zelda, Shiva, was a Warrior of Light. She had the Crystal's Blessing. That's what makes you a Warrior of Light. Minfilia, Krill... there's one other person haven't been introduced yet in the story that I know of, but there are Warriors of Light. It's not just your main character. Okay? Thing is, though, about your main character, I think there's a lot more to your character. You learn about it more in the story. But I think, and this hasn't really been proven unless it's part of the storyline that I haven't seen yet, but I believe that the reason why you have amnesia, the reason why nobody remembers you, the reason why everything's happening and centered around you, is because you are Heidelin's main Warrior of Light. And I think when the whole entire realm was broken up into 13 pieces, you were there. And your soul was broken up into 13 pieces. And I think you are literally at every single shard. You are the main person, the main Warrior of Light at every single shard. And I think when the rejoinings happen, they refuse with your body. That's my theory. Not been enough proof of that. There's been like 2 scenes of foreshadowing that haven't happened in the storyline yet. But now I had a whole big argument with one of my friends about it. They do not agree with me on that. He says there's no proof at all of that. You know what? Even if there's no proof, that's my theory. But there is some proof because there is a scene, and I will point it out later when it happens. But basically, what I think, that guy that was just standing there, their main party leader, I think he might be a fragment of you. That's my theory. I think he's just one of the 13 fragments. And I think as they get joined into you, you become more and more powerful. And then every single time that happens and there's a joining, I think you get amnesia again. We'll find out, though.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelphatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor-bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
What does it look like she has skates on? Pray to the waking sands. Ronje, I'm home. She knows. Verbose. They showed us a scene a while back. It's been many quests since then, where Ronje was hanging out with the Elidibus, or whatever his name is, the white Essien. Run away, little kobold. Okay, there you are. Come back here. Come out, wherever you are. Are you done running? You're gonna sacrifice them. Let's go, Gaboo. Gaboo leads on. This way, this way. Uh-oh. To the navel. We must follow Gaboo. I think I remember fighting this chieftain guy. Yeah. Poor little Gabu. Pretty sure Gabu just prematurely summoned Titan on accident. Yeah, he's not happy, I don't think. That was pretty cool, actually. How that carbuncle did the somersault right in the face. I should have stayed. I could have taken that thing out. Oh, I gotta fight Titan right now. You know what? There's a fast way to do this. Let's take the fast way to do this real fast. You guys ready for the fast way? I hit him too hard. He just did 2 phases in a row. Next phase. This is annoying right here. That's a waste of a lot of time. Now I gotta sit here. I did all that with my damage down, and now my damage is down again. Kind of annoying. there. Come on. 3, 2. No, no, no. Obnoxious. So obnoxious. So, the hard version of this fight is more annoying than the extreme version of this fight. Because of the damage reduction. Comes again. As soon as I break out, I'm going to end him. At least we didn't have to wait for teleport. Come on. So many things on the map blocking the teleporter. No, but the locking you away in the stone and the damage reduction was perfectly timed where you always had it on you once it got on you if you're playing by yourself. You mean the guy that we told to get the troops ready to help us and never showed up? Yeah. I'll go tell him that we did his job. This resets in 4 hours.
Who goes there?
Chill, chill.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Mention her brother? Or dead people?
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
You would think.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardour belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
Yeah, he's a
To
traitor.
ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
I hope you guys figured out who that was. No, the company buffs are gone. And we're out of buffs. I really should just ask them to make me an officer so I can purchase them. I don't care about the guild house. I don't care about the item box. Heck, all the money in the item box came from my pocket. There's only 100,000 in there and it came out of my pocket. Can't really steal what's mine. I actually put it in there for the person that paid to get the house. Whoever paid to get the company house, they were supposed to grab that. That was my portion towards the house. Maybe I should tell them that and point it out. I think most of the money came from the guild leader, I think. So he should just take that 100,000. I felt like that was a decent portion since I think they paid like 4 million. And, you know, seeing that there's like 15 of us. And I was pretty new at the time. 100,000 was like half of my money. No, I think it was like 20% of my money at the time. Alright, we're taking like a 3 or 4 minute break. I'm going to grab a drink, hit the restroom, and I'll be right back. It shouldn't be very long unless the dogs need to go out or my parents start talking to me. I should be right back. I'm back. Okay. The Kobold Hero, Kaboo! Pray return to thy waking sons. Time to talk to the trader. She knows. She knows. That shouldn't be possible. We captured her, and they were torturing her. Ivy should not be able to have escaped. Someone bought those tomatoes I put on the market. Nice. I kind of wish they didn't, like, show us other conversations between him and the enemy. Like, we are not there. I feel like, we should only have the information that our character would have. Don't know if you agree with me, but this is not a movie. This is not a book. This is a game where you're the main character. You don't play as other characters. So I think you should only have the information that you absolutely need. And I feel like telling you who the traitor is early, like, ruins the, oh my gosh, it was him factor. And, like, he suspects her of being a jerk to him, but we know that he's really a traitor and she's on to him. But we only know that because they ruined it. I'm going to also point out that every single group, good guys, bad guys, every group is intertangled with the Ascians in some way. Whether they be enemies, allies, whispering in their ear, pushing them in a certain direction, giving them stuff. Every group is touched by them. So, by pushing these guys towards rebelling, or rather creating a resistance group to fight the Garleans, and supplying the Garleans with stuff probably at the same time, they're causing more strife across the source, which increases the chances of a calamity happening. Should be one more somewhere. Onwards to Temple of Corn. When I was in my main scenario, I noticed somebody had a title, Sister of the Ash or something like that. Apparently you get it from doing this beast tribe. Pretty cool title. But I've been sporting Seeker of Blood for, like, years. You got a pep rally going.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
Yep, sure is.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, just tracking down the bad guys.
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
I don't know. We should probably hear his whole speech. Man, these quests are taking forever. We're still in the same patch. I'm only doing 3.4 today, and oh, it's only been 2.5 hours. It feels like it's been way longer than that. If that's really a body double doing all the speeches, he has no idea what the greater plan is. Like he probably knows the location they're attacking, but other than that, he has no idea. The troops, primal summoning, what's going on, who the real leader is probably. He's probably being paid. That or he's super loyal and just is an idiot and has no idea what's actually going on. We gotta equip really bad looking equipment. So we can blend in I don't know what I want to destroy. Let's go with that one. And this one. That should be good enough. They won't notice the giant sword on my back, I swear. I'm just a shepherd. You see my pants and my shirt, right? Yeah. It's not obvious. Look at those gloves, those boots. My giant sword.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
So we're not wrong in the summoning of a primal. Just happens to be
You've got
infinite.
to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honourable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave woman can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Not really all that long ago. About a month ago is when I was on that level 30 mission, I believe.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Yeah, I actually do remember. I believe when I was streaming, I went, "Remember this guy. Do not forget this guy." I recognized him. Why should I look back? I saved somebody. That's what I was asked to do, especially to move on the quest line. Alright, well, let's do this thing. This is going to be a bunch of cutscenes. You guys ready?
This isn't right. The Amalja would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12, will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the Warrior of Light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One life for one world. A fair exchange! Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncle! Defend me!
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere. If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Let's finish this.
Yeah, this is one giant Stormblood Red Mage commercial right here, basically. Also, this is the patch I started playing the game.
You shall fall to me.
There's no escape!
If you haven't figured out, Took out the archer, then the healer. Oh, they're reviving. Now I'm taking out the mage. Again.
No more. It ends now. What?
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
The double agent.
Mine apologies, Master Alphino. That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
Even odds, then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop!
Pretty sure I was kicking your ass. You had to use your blessing of light 3 times to revive your party.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them.
Because Red Mage is all that matters. This was seriously the Red Mage announcement right here. This is where they were like, Red Mage is coming to the game next expansion.
Make ready! They come!
down they go. There he goes. The end. Oh. And stun him. Let's go. Wait, clicking on it. Go.
Tis done. This blade I banish the darkness.
Not like this.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt planes with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders, and bid us fight for all that was good and right.
That's not what makes you a warrior of light. Come on.
We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won. And now our world is being erased from existence.
You broke the balance.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louisoix, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
What is this place?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Minfilia.
Blessed children of the First, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiark's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
You forgot a couple.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought. And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the First's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away!
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal? And at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servant of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
It is a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
Yeah, I'm pretty, yeah, that one actually is pretty emotional. Makes me so mad that they're just like, yeah, we see that you did, like, what you thought was right. You sacrificed one of our closest friends, our leader. You just straight up didn't even consult anyone else. You just decided, hey, yeah, we're gonna... one person for a whole world. We're gonna make this trade. Person happens to not be me. Pretty damn selfish. Should have communicated with some people. Should have gave people choices so they could think about what, what was going on. Maybe there were other options. Maybe somebody else could have sacrificed themselves. It didn't have to be Minfilia. She's not the only one that had the blessing of light. Alright, well, it's time to wrap up 3.4.
Back in the solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbreeder.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the Scions of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Kryl.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. 'Twould be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable, and we've always got her to keep us from bickering. But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
Lots of people I need to kill.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand. Thank you. I shall guard it well.
there is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Told you. Told you they shouldn't have thrown into the abyss or thrown them into the abyss right next to each other. Both of those were not smart. Nero. Yeah. That is it for 3.4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We get to see something. That was a lot of foreshadowing, to be honest. There was a lot going on there. So you obviously know stuff's going down. We have something on Ida's front. We got something on Papalino's front. Griffin's front. Just a lot going on. Now, let's see what Minfilia's mom has to say right now. So much is going down. Alright, well, we only have 3.5 and 3.56 left, which I think it's best to stream both of those together. I don't know how long they are, I don't remember. There is a dungeon in there. The Wall of Belsalar or something like that. So there is that dungeon. That's a decent dungeon, actually. I like that one. But, that's about it, I think. I don't think there's anything else going on. I thought there was a trial at the end, but I didn't see it on the list. So maybe that's after Stormblood. But I thought there was a trial that you had to be a certain eye level to do, and if you weren't, you could not move on to the next expansion. But maybe I'm getting confused and thinking of End of Stormblood. I rushed through Stormblood so fast it wasn't funny. My first playthrough, I actually sat here for a very long time. Very long time. Probably like a year. I got to this point and I just stopped playing the game. Like I was playing, I was like leveling my classes and stuff, which I'm way stronger right now than I was after a year's worth of playing previously. This road to 80 buff plus my knowledge together, like I've done so much in the last couple months. before long I'll run out of stuff to do. I mean, this game is massive, but seeing that I already like know kind of what directions to go in and what to do and stuff, and I'm using my brain to level up and do stuff, you know, in a intelligent manner. It has sped up the time it takes to do everything. But so I work tomorrow. I work the whole week coming up. So probably Sunday. We'll probably stream, and we'll probably do 3.5 and 3.56. With I'm hoping to do a back-to-back like I did yesterday. And then we'll just have a break in between, like an hour break or something between 3.5 and 3.56. I think there's 6 quests and 4 quests, and during the 6 quests there's a dungeon, I think. So there's not a lot left, but I think there's a lot of talking and cutscenes and stuff and moving around. And there's a dungeon. Dungeons take a long time, especially if you queue. Yeah, that's kind of my plans. So I will see you guys then. And once we get to Stormblood, I am taking a break from this game for a little while. I'll probably do my dailies and level and gather poetics and, you know, finish up all the role quests, catch up with, like, I might do like a stream where I'm doing the raids or the Alliance raids. I gotta do the raid for level 60, the Alliance raid for level 60. I still haven't done the raid for level 50. I have done the Alliance raid, but not the raid. So I gotta do Bahamut, Alexander, and Sky Pirates. And I'll probably stream... I don't know, I feel like I should stream all of it. Bahamut's got a good storyline to it, and it's kind of important for the story, and I feel like I should have already done it. It's also level 50 content. Alexander is a neat concept. I've already done it. I've already experienced it. It's very neat. I just don't know if it's worth me streaming it. Sky Pirates is freaking awesome and has some good characters. Definitely want to stream that, but it is long. The cutscenes for that one are very, very long. Like today's cutscenes, the ones that were marked as long ones, and please, you know, be ready for a long cutscene, that stuff popped up. They were nothing compared to the length of the Sky Pirate cutscenes. And there is like 3 back-to-back long ones. It's like you have a short break, you go talk to somebody, instantly another cutscene. It's like 20 minutes long. Instantly another cutscene that's like 20 minutes long. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy long, the Sky Pirate Alliance raid. And then when we get to the level 70 Alliance raid, I'm not going to stream that. It hasn't been that long since I did it. I waited until the very end of the game to do it. I was in Endwalker when I did it. And it is... I don't care about the story. It's a mixture of Final Fantasy 12 and Final Fantasy Tactics. Leaning towards Final Fantasy Tactics. But they took the end and they twisted it. It's not what really happened in Final Fantasy Tactics. So I'm not a big fan of that. Twisting what the real story. I don't like that stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts. Final Fantasy 16 just dropped DLC. So next Monday I might be streaming that. I hear it's only about 4 or 5 hours, but they have new equipment that's better than the previous equipment. Got to get that, you know. You know me. I was 100% in the game. Now I don't have 100% in it, so I got to get in there and do those DLC. I've already purchased it and downloaded it. Thought about doing it today, but I really want to just get to the end of the post game. I really just want to get like to a good stopping point before I stop. It just makes way more sense to me. But it has been fun. I'm gonna find out what's going on right here. It's probably a trial. That's what I'm guessing. But you guys have a good night. I'll see you next weekend. Bye. Peace out.